Next on stage, we have Saran of Proplens.ai. The AI platform accelerates cost-efficient operations for property firms, bringing efficiency and innovations together. And your time starts now.
Hi. So out of the 16,000 ideas I had last year, I actually choose to pursue this one. I'm Saran, founder at Proplens. We are a B2B real estate tech startup catering to the property development space. We are a fairly unique industry in the fact that we are an extremely document-intensive, workflows. We have intensive workflows, and the documents come in all shapes and sizes, right? From layouts to Gantt charts to process maps and all of that. But we are one of the few industries where there are an army of teams working together and actually, delivering a project. Both internal teams and also, n number of consultants working with us. Last but not the least, our software tools primarily serve as a data store for a single function, and they don't bring cross-functional intelligence as on date, right? We all know the impact on time, cost, and customer experience that this creates. Our vision is actually to create an AI agent system that can serve as a unifying glue across the different departments and teams that are involved in the whole project lifecycle, basically. So this is an entirely new possibility that's been unlocked by generative AI today. And I think of a layer that actually cuts across the functional departmental data silos, but also the workflow silos that exist in a typical property development scenario today. So what are we talking about? We are actually trying to build a team of digital workforce or agents that are specialized and automate the boring, monotonous, and repetitive workflows for each of the functions involved in the property development, right? We started with a sales agent, but this is where we want to be eventually. Just for example, for sales, it could be endless follow-ups that sales teams are doing today. For a procurement team, it could be the tedious paperwork that's involved in evaluating the different contractors' proposals, or the tedious vendor onboarding processes that involve like back and forth paperwork. All of this is actually stitched together as part of one system where the agents are able to see what the action being done in one function or how is it impacting the downstream functions, because the development, as we all know, is quite interrelated. So a supplier onboarding gets delayed, it has a direct impact on the project scheduling and so on and so forth, right? So this cross-functional intelligence is what we're trying to enable. All of this works around the existing systems that already exist. So we're not trying to rip and replace the existing software. They will remain as the single source of data truth. We're trying to build agents that work around them and automate the manual work that's happening over here. Just to illustrate this, a sample workflow, right? So typically, let's imagine that the design team adds one more unit to a floor plan. Imagine a team of agents work together. Say one agent actually updates the pro forma BOQ basis this design plan change, basis the past project data, and then the planning agent actually updates the project scheduling as a fallout of this design change. Eventually, say, assessing site conditions for any additional labor or equipment required, and so on and so forth, and probably even a P&L report, right? So this is actually the end goal or the vision. We don't have it today, honestly, and this is where we aspire to be. This will happen incrementally in stages. Maybe we build agents that cater to one function at a time, and then combine multiple workflows that go across functions, basically. The impact is quite clear: operational efficiency across the development life cycle for all the teams. These are the kind of agents we're looking to prototype at this stage. We, of course, the current agent that's live is the sales agent, more of a low-hanging use case from a development standpoint. The sales agent, the value prop is quite clear that can it automate the entire inquiry to property visit process with minimal human intervention, all in natural language. And also on the internal side, act as a super assistant for, say, the in-house sales teams, potentially extendable to channel partners and the like. So no more I'll get back to you when a customer is asking something. It could be internal data, external data, brochures, layouts, doesn't matter basically. So this is the sales agent. We started off somewhere same time last year. We've done pilots with some leading brands in Singapore and UAE. One of them is actually our anchor customer today, for whom we are implementing the sales agent, and we are prototyping multiple use cases. Our business value prop is simple, that we want to take out the energy sapping, the repetitive work that teams are doing today, and then increase productivity overall at the project level, basically, right? So take time back, and can developers actually do one more project with the same workforce that they have? augmented by this AI workforce. That's the end goal that we want to get to ultimately. So how are we different? We are actually building for real estate, unlike generic AI platforms. So our data pipelines and agent reasoning is all customized for this industry. Our belief is AI shouldn't be one size fits all. It should be custom for every organization's workflows, SOPs, and vocabulary. And finally, the cross-functional vision that we spoke about, that it shouldn't serve one function. Ideally, it should be able to cut across workflows. We are currently seeking pilot partnerships across these different use cases. And just over to a quick demo of the sales agent. That's the current agent that we have live right now. Okay, so basically, this could be a property buyer landing on, say, a developer's website. It could also work on WhatsApp or email or any other sales channel. So all the conversations are in natural language. The agent actually ingests all your data. The developer just needs to dump their list of brochures to us. It can link to external data in terms of Google Maps, any other external data points that are required to answer customer queries. And then it can handle price objections. It can kind of handle multilingual queries. We have not fine-tuned it for many languages as of now, but eventually the goal is to get there. And all this can be fine-tuned as well in terms of brand language and how much context you want to give to the customer and all of that. So this actually gets picked up from Google, so it could be schools, healthcare, and all of that. And eventually it nudges the buyer to actually do a visit and schedules the visit by itself, basically. So can we automate and compress the whole pre-sales process autonomously with the agent, basically? The customer gets a notification on WhatsApp, email, depending on the channel you configure. The sales team sees like an entire dashboard, or this data could flow into your CRM that you use already. The conversation summary is all available, so it's all happening at the back end. The preferences are captured, the visit time is captured, the agent can follow up eventually, and all conversations are transparent and auditable. So it's not a black box AI. You can actually see and refine the AI responses to customers. All of this is also kind of sent to a dashboard. It's quite minimal at this stage. Obviously, it will get refined over time. So this is the super assistant, which is almost like an internal AI assistant for, say, sales teams. And the same concept could be extended to any internal team beyond sales as well. It could be procurement, customer service, anybody who needs a super assistant that's connected to both internal and external data sources, basically. Yeah.
Time's up, but let's have the questions from the jury.
I think at the outset, you've thought through the complete chain. You've thought through integrating the entire silo. I think that's a great initiative.
Thank you.
Maybe you'll have to go modular. Otherwise, as a developer, we'll get too overwhelmed to give too much. But even in modularity, you're depending a lot on agent reasoning. Errors will happen. So human oversight, guardrails. I can't stake. So what are you planning for that? How do you avoid errors? How do you have guardrails for it?
Yeah, I think great question. So we didn't have enough time to pack all the technical details over here, honestly. So the way we are looking at agents is we are looking at human in loop as a key component of the whole agent design, basically. So at every stage, and it's up to the customer or the client to decide these stage gates, where should be the human in loop, where some employee comes in and then approves the workflow to go to the next stage, basically. So a single workflow could actually have like 3 or 4 stage gates designed, and it could be customized where an employee. And then these stage gates eventually we hope will kind of reduce over time. As far as guardrails are concerned, we do kind of apply the basic guardrails in place, so it doesn't go out of turn and say something to the customer that it shouldn't, basically. So those things are baked in already as part of the system, basically.
Yeah, like you rightly said, this is like the low-hanging fruit, right, for lack of a better word. So the other modules, initial presentation when you showed, you said that you're planning to even look into the other modules like procurement, a lot of things wherever there's a lot of automation which can be done and all of that.
Yes.
One, are you already working on that? What's the thought on that? So two, aren't big players already doing it? A lot of people are already doing it. So what is your plan of action? While this is there, yes, this is not the most exciting thing for a developer right now, right?
Yes.
There's a lot more problems to be solved. So what is your thought on that?
Yes. So from a procurement standpoint, we are right now getting into a use case with our anchor customer. But the use case is limited to more of a chat use case, where can a procurement team member actually check the rate check for a very specific material, and it looks into internal data sources and also external supply data, and then brings the cost and all of that. So that's one use case that we're starting out. We are actually seeking pilot partnerships to actually understand how these workflows work exactly, and then build agents for this. So we don't want to build something in isolation, especially these workflows are like quite specific to the industry. So we want to build this or co-create this with developers along the workflow, basically. Yeah.
What I actually found really more interesting was where you can help in the backend with procurement, and so we ran this bot internally to see if we can make our billing processes more efficient to sort of pay faster also. What we realized was that the bot is just trained and it has no AI layer where it can actually start, making the smaller corrections. So even a comma would confuse it.
Right.
But I feel that in the back end of a developer's, like in the office, I think it will be very, very helpful.
Sure. I think we take that feedback and yeah.
And how many years before all your modules come up and you have a super agent?
I think honestly it's a function of how many developers give us a chance to kind of co-create these modular agents, to be very honest. But our goal is really to get there, within a couple of years, to be honest, because that's where we feel the value unlock will become. But also agents are tricky, agents are dicey. It's a nascent technology. So the more clients we deploy this with, the more we learn faster and the more the agents get better, basically.
And that's time. Thank you so much. Dinesh, any questions from delegates?
Saran, question for you. Have you thought of building an agent which can build these agents?
So I think there are so actually we are thinking of a workflow builder platform, honestly. I think it's a great question, where we want to give the power to actually the clients to design these agents themselves. So basically going one step back, abstracting it and creating a platform. So yes.
Just did it. That's why be cautious about it.
Sure. I think that's where we want to get to, but in a domain specific manner. Yeah, thank you.
Any of the agents which talk between finance and sales?
Yeah, so that's where we want to get to ultimately. So right now we are building these function-specific things. So we want to build these functional agents and then connect them basically, so that they talk to each other and then make sense of the downstream workflows basically.
Any more questions? 15 seconds to go. Okay. Thank you, Saran.
Thank you
very much. A round of applause.